Hello viewers, a very good morning and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We are taking a look on what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. President Advocate Nelson Chamisa, the opposition leader in Zimbabwe, is shaken the ZANU-PF government once again by simply tweeting something. You know, ZANU-PF people, they are afraid. These are the most afraid people, cowards. Nelson Chamisa just tweeted Kenya, and you know, if you take a look on the responses he has received so far, yeah, it shows what is going on in Zimbabwe. This is something for yesterday around 5. He said Kenya, and ZANU-PF went on to respond quickly. And you ask questions. Why are you becoming more defensive? Why are you responding to this? Because Kenya is a country. There are several reasons why you might have tweeted Kenya, but the response, the initial response, is a team which is afraid. So, what I can attest, well, what I can take out of this tweet from Advocate Nelson Chamisa is that the only solution for Zimbabwe is for Zimbabweans to do what is happening in Kenya. Kenya can be viewed in 2 dimensions. Dimension number 1, there is no outside world helping the people of Kenya to pursue whatever they are pursuing. They are doing it on their own. Number 1, a finance bill came. The people of Kenya went into the streets. The finance bill failed. They continued to press up until now. The Kenyan president has fired a lot of the major government officials. They've been fired because of the pressure which is being put right there by the citizens. So that is very important and very critical at this point in time to note that the people of Kenya, they are determined, they are doing all they can to bring change. Number 2, the other front is that these are young people, the future of Kenya. These are the people who have stood up against the regime there. This is a generation of AMA 2K and AMA 90s. They have united together with a common vision to confront Kenya. So these are almost two generations which are confronting the regime in Kenya, and they've formed a resistance group, very formidable, organized, and they're doing whatever they're doing. They're not asking for help from anybody. They're on the ground doing it. So if we take a look into what Kenya might mean in this expose, it's a reflection of what needs to happen. It's a reflection of where we need to go. As a country, it's high time we start to speak and we start to confront whatever which is happening in our own way. So if you take a look onto the responses, right, people want a further confirmation. I do not see any other confirmation which goes beyond this one. I do not see any other confirmation. I do not know what other side the people of Zimbabwe want to hear. This is my own view. As a person, I feel that this is a green light to say, guys, if we want freedom, let us do what is happening in Kenya. That is the only way. Because you go to the judiciary will fail you. You go to the SADC will fail you. We have been talking about this SADC thing for a very long time. You go to the military will fail you. You go to the police will fail you. Everybody will fail you. But there is only one last resort, the streets. That is the only language ZANU-PF understands. That is the only thing which threatens the existence of ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa. So if you take a look on the responses right there, Kenya is a sign. This is an agreement, guys. Kenya is a side. If Zimbabweans want change, if Zimbabweans are dreaming of something better, look up to Kenya. What they are doing, that is the template we must use in Zimbabwe. That is the template which is going to bring that much needed change. Take a look on how everybody is responding to this issue right there. Everybody is eager to actually get understood. Bruce Moyo says Kenya is a side. Raphael says people power. Saga, if you take a look on how the youths in Kenya organized themselves, determined to stop parliament, determined to stop the state house, and now the government is shaking, is breaking down. Ruto is firing other people. He's actually dismantling the same government which he put in place. So if you don't listen to things like this, then you are ignorant. This is a sign. I do not know. A lot of people in Zimbabwe, they are looking for solution from someone else, but the solution is within us. The solution is within us as the people of Zimbabwe. We have to understand what we need. If we understand what we need, then we identify each other. We do what we need to do. The problem we have right now is that our people, they are still looking for outside solutions. Our people are still running around looking for solutions elsewhere, but we have the solutions right there in Zimbabwe. We can be there in Zimbabwe as a people. Make sure that we register our displeasure according to Section 59 of the Constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe. This is the reason why, by simply saying we will invoke Section 59, the whole ZANU-PF government and its structures, they went after govt. It's because they are afraid. It's because they feel threatened. It's because they see him, they perceive him as an enemy, you see. Simply because he's talking about implementing the requirements on the provisions of the Constitution. Nelson Chamisa simply said Kenya and the whole system is shaking. Everywhere they are running around, shaking. So, for those who understand, this is a signal. This is a signal, and if we say, let us wait for Nelson Chamisa, then to say Wanupidam Road, then I do not know. Kenya, by simply saying Kenya, that is the answer. A lot of people have been asking, what do we do? And Kenya is doing whatever they're doing to bring change in their own country. These are young Kenyans. And a hint is given to the people. And we remain quiet, just like that. No. If you take a look on what is happening in Harare, the incarceration of our people, all those activities and those issues are very clear to us to say this government only understands one language, which is Kenyan. That is the only language which the people understand. Kenya is the language which the ZANU-PF regime will understand. But it starts with you, it starts with me. Let us organize ourselves. Let us have that conversation. That conversation which is going to bring us about to Kenya. This is what is very important at this point in time. When you see a regime panicking, they know better than you. They understand your power better than you. Hakuna munhu anotya chinhu chaasingazivi. Guys, I want to say this. I'm telling you the truth right here. I'm being honest. A lion is known for what it is. By seeing a lion mroad, ukangoona shumba mroad, the first thing you think of is death. But if you see a dog mroad, what do you think? Nothing. It might even pass you and you will never notice some other things on it. But if you see a lion, or if you hear a lion roaring and you hear a dog barking, the reaction is different. If Kenya is not a sign in Zimbabwe, the ZANU-PF regime would not be panicking. The reason why the regime is panicking is because they know the lion you are. They know the lion you are. That is the reason why when you roar, they panic. Whoever you think you are powerless, but you are very, very, very powerful, but you are simply underestimating yourself. Zimbabweans are underestimating themselves, but they have the power. They know it. Mnangagwa got into power through the people. If people had not marched in the streets of Harare, they were not going to remove Team G40. If people had not marched, they were not going to remove Team G40. Remember, Team G40 remained in Harare hours after the military moved into the city center. They remained in Harare. They had to run away when the people flooded the streets. That is the reason why Mugabe did that and Asante Sana thing. But when they realized that the people had come in full force, then he had to reconsider, because he was being threatened to say, next time people are coming to your home, and he had to resign. So this is a sign, the people of Zimbabwe. This is a sign. Kenya is the sign. If you find the definition of what is happening in Kenya, you will know what needs to happen in Zimbabwe, such that will bring freedom. Yes, we will pursue SADC, we will pursue other avenues, we will pursue anything else, but personally, I don't see anything positive coming out of those institutions. Because what they were supposed to do, they failed to do whatever they were supposed to do. Yes, a chance is still there. We remain hopeful that when they come in August, maybe they will do something better. But we know them for who they are. I'm glad that a petition was delivered yesterday. We'll see if they are going to work onto that petition. This is the same petition which was supposed to be delivered in Botswana. It was delivered in Zambia yesterday. We will see what is going to happen next. So this issue, this struggle we are in, I know that it's an unpopular struggle. We carry an unpopular opinion right here. Simply because our people want easy things and quick things and want to delegate. The issues of Zimbabwe no longer need to delegate. The issues of Zimbabwe now need you and me on the ground. To say, guys, it's not an issue of me financing you, it's an issue of me coming onto the ground so that we do it together. Coming on social media so that we do it together. Talking to your friends and families to make sure that we do it together. Yes, not everybody can be on the ground because others are far. Others are far. You need to talk to your family right there in Zimbabwe to say, guys, join this activity. Be part of the action. Be part of the activities. That is very important. Then for those who are close by, let us make sure that we listen to the voice of reason. Genuine voices. And we join them, work together with them, and make sure that we push together through up until something comes. That is the only way we are going to bring that much needed change in Zimbabwe. That is the only way we are going to bring that change we have been all waiting for. If we don't, then we are doomed. So this is it in Zimbabwe. President Advocate Nelson Chamisa simply posted Kenya And it seems as if Barakashi, they are failing to hold themselves. They are all over the place, running around, sending various messages, different messages about whatever they've perceived. If ZANU-PF can perceive the meaning of Kenya, what about us? If ZANU-PF can decode the meaning of Kenya, what about you and me? Something is very important. We need to bring change to the nation of Zimbabwe, but the first thing is we need to understand each other. We need to understand each other. We need to be genuine. We need to be truthful. We need to be consistent. In life, the best thing is consistency. If you believe left, remain left. If you believe center, remain center. If you believe right, remain right. And Zimbabweans must learn to follow consistency. That is very important, and that is what is going to take us to another level as a country. That is what is going to help us as a country. Consistency matters. If we are not consistent, then we will continue to have problems. We know the circumstances. We know the situation right there. We know the people of ZANU-PF will continue to say whatever they want. But Zimbabwe will never ever change if we do not act, because ZANU-PF people, they think they are the masters. They think they've seen it all. They think ndo varikufana kunge vachita zvese, ndo vakachibata kuti dzvi. If you see them addressing villagers, if you see them addressing people in the rural areas, they address as if ndo varidzi veZimbabwe. Uchinzwa vachiti vene, they see themselves as the owners of Zimbabwe, and they see us as their slaves and their puppets. So what kind of language do they understand? It's Kenya. One thing I like about this is that he's not doing it in hiding. He's here in Zimbabwe. Here in Zimbabwe. So it's a matter of understanding each other. It's a matter of planning together and making sure that we do what is necessary. If we are to get into the streets, let us get into the streets. Peacefully, we can remove ZANU-PF. There is no need for the military. There is no need for the police to be beating people, use water cannons and tear gas. Because if they didn't use tear gas and water cannons in 2017, then why will they use those in 2024? Our people are civilized, very peaceful. Vanoteerera vanhu veZimbabwe. But it's a matter of time. Zimbabwean solutions are within the borders of Zimbabwe. Let me repeat. Zimbabwean solutions are within the borders of Zimbabwe. If you take a look on SADC itself, they know what needs to be done. They have done it in the past in other countries. They have done it in the past for Zimbabwe. But this time around, it seems as if they can't. All of a sudden, their hands are tied. All of a sudden, they can't speak. All of a sudden, they are backtracking on their own resolutions, and they are failing to implement their summit resolutions. It's not only the SOM report. Their summit resolutions, they are failing to implement them. You know, what is at their desk now, at their table, is more than enough to deal with the situations in Zimbabwe. More than enough. But they are not willing to deal with those issues. So we'll continue to fight, we'll continue to speak, and I know that one day we'll be able to have coherence. We'll be able to have an agreement on what to do as the people. My brother Simbarashe, thank you very much, and Rangarirai, thank you very much again for coming. I know this message might be unpopular with a lot of people who want to delegate, but I know the people of Zimbabwe will understand very soon. There are some things we don't need to explain because they will explain themselves. you will see those things happening right here in Zimbabwe. We gave you the leads, we'll leave it like that. You will see everything falling into place. So this is it. We continue to fight, and let us fight for change in the nation of Zimbabwe.